Part two. Just getting everything set up again. I feel like I just did this an hour ago. That's stupid. Yo, with the way this week went, it's gonna let me? Okay, let me make that small. There we go. And what's up to Pickled Gamer? He says J5000 says hi. Her phone just died. R.I.P. John Volts, what's up? And Wally World, just getting uh so sorry if this pardon any lag. This might make noise. I'm sorry. Please don't make noise. Please don't make noise. Don't make noise at these people. Thank you. Just in case anybody comes to the Twitch chat room, I've got that as well. Okay. I honestly don't know what that was. I keep everything away from these cords. I don't bump anything when I plug it in. I try not to even look at it so it doesn't mess up, but it happens. I am so sorry about that. John Volt said, I just got the email from Frank. No show tonight. Snow was bad today. Yeah, it does really sound like whatever. Like we're just getting a sprinkling of it here, and maybe Frank is just a tiny bit north of where this city is. I'll just copy in the link so I can tweet it out for this show here. So maybe it's I know what does happen is a lot of weather will just say travel straight across the lake and just bam hit Buffalo, New York, something fierce. Like we'll get maybe a bit of snow here, but then you hear about them like power lines are down, people are snowed in, they're scared, they can't get to the store. Live for part two, exclamation point, and paste. And erase the question mark and everything behind it. Post that. Great. I feel so awkward sitting here if I don't put out a tweet and a community post when I'm live because I just don't trust YouTube to let people know my channel's live. Oh, I did want to say, I did notice this. I'm up to something like 216 subscribers. Yeah, 216 subscribers. Thank you. And yeah, 10.1K views. Thank you for that as well. That is the shit. Pickled Gamer John with the Commodore 64 comment in the last stream. Yeah, I thought I saw that. That I had to. Well, I had to just to be safe. I unplugged the camera and just restarted everything because I've tried to do it before where I just like shut everything down and went back up, and then I just had the same problem again. So trying to avoid that. So yeah, let me post this again. I before I can close out the poll. Well, anybody vote on this who wants to. Oh, if I can find my own show. There we go. So we can vote for a movie to watch this month of February. February. There we go. Oh, son of a bitch. John Bolt said, Bubbles the kitty passed away at 2:30 this morning. I didn't want to spoil the mood in here, but my wife wants to tell you guys it was bad. Oh, damn. Oh, fuck. That's the worst. Uh, Pickled Gamer, yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, three is my lucky number, so if I have to do a third one, that'll just be it. That really blows because one of the other Franklies got in touch, I want to say last week, just saying her kitty cat was just, it had to, go to her reward. She was having some health problems, so she just couldn't stay. So, oh, damn. Yeah, I like Bubbles. That's terrible. Hey, chap, I found the old Commodore 64 computer not too long ago, though I had to chuck it away as water went on it. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Tammy, yeah, RIP. That is the worst. Oh, John Rogers, glad you made it. I'm glad I made it back too. We've got enough jumping around tonight with like Frank. Oh, I'm gonna do a show. Oh, I can't do a show because snow, and which is good. I would not want him to have people driving out in the weather when it's bad. So, safety first. Don't want his cousin or whoever, like, on the phone for the whole time, like stuck on the side of the road. That's not gonna be fun. Yeah, you guys definitely get fucked up. I mean, like whatever you can get your hands on, take it, because you're gonna feel bad no matter what. You might as well do it with a buzz. Try to just get through it. That's all you can do, and then try to have some fun. Like go to, quite frankly, even if you feel like shit, even if you don't feel like talking, just go there and listen to Frank and read the comments. It will. It's not gonna solve all the problems, but for 2 hours nothing else matters, and that can get you through. John Volts, my most watched video on my YouTube channel is a short clip of my Commodore 64 booting up. Wow, did it take a long time? John Rogers, I have a 64 and a 128 in the attic. LOL. Nice. So, continuing on, since I only got to Monday before. Oh, well, John Bolt says, I've got a 64, a VIC 20, and an Amiga 3000D. Those are huge tits, man. Yeah, Tuesday, I was kind of surprised because we had Lauren Conlin on the show again. She's the chick. She's got black hair. That's how I remember her from before. The chick with black hair, and Frank Zell was in the chat room that time. Like, yeah, this chick's awesome. So it's like, okay, cool. I'll pay attention. So like half of the chat room was just normal, and then the other half of the chat room was like the guys and like people just freaking out over the guests. So that was fun to watch. But what happens, because this kind of threw me off the first time I saw her, but now watching her a second time, I see what's going on. She has like the whitest teeth. I'm so jealous of that. But she does have a very like large, like wide smile. Like just to look at her mouth, it just seems like a little bit wider smile than is normal. And I couldn't figure out why that was before, but I figured it out now because like she's a pretty girl, but it's just that like her eyes are just like slightly farther apart than I want to say the normal. Like it doesn't make her unattractive. They're just a little bit farther apart than usual. Now, what happens with everybody's face is like this. You meet everybody. When you smile, the corners of your mouth go to like right underneath your pupils. So wherever your eye happens to be, that's how wide your smile is. So God must have just figured like, hey, this chick's gonna be just as pretty, even if I make her eyes just like a tiny little bit wider than usual. So we did that. And then when she smiles, you can just see more of her teeth because of that. That's what that is. So, like, again, I'm not saying that she's not a pretty girl, no homo, but that's what you're seeing. So, like, that's why her mouth is just like a little bit wider than normal. Like, she could play a villain, like, do like a big toothy evil grin. I don't know if she's that type, but like, she's got the mouth for it. So, like, like, do, have fun with it, do something like that with it. Like, she could be like a witch for Halloween and totally creep people out. She seems like a really nice girl. I don't think she's like that though. But she is into, I didn't realize this. She's like an MSM person. So like she can talk about like there's like shady stuff going on in Utah. Where else would it be? But she can talk about that on her show and it's mainstream and like it gets the word out there. So like, oh, that's why she's been coming around on the show. Oh, cool. Because sometimes when a guest's on, I'm spending more time watching the comments that people are saying about them than like paying attention to the guest. And like, I don't mean to be rude, but sometimes that happens. Tammy Volt says, I can say that ODOT has been up and down our state road in front of our house all night, and apparently accidents are happening all over Northwest Ohio all evening because of the sleet and ice. Ooh, that sucks. Yeah, stay in if you can. Wally World, I used to dial into my work mainframe using the Commodore 64 and a 300 baud modem. I could type faster than that modem, lol. Pickled Gamer, I remember putting hours of code into my Commodore 64 just to watch it do something small. Damn. And John Bolt says, I have fond memories of typing in programs on my Commodore 64 on snow days when I was a little squirt. John Rogers, not liking the small screen, much better on my 55-inch TV. Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's a world of difference watching, say, something on my phone versus the TV. It's all right. After a couple weeks, you'll get used to it if you have to. But then they had the Zells on, both of the Zells at the same time. But I forget that some people have not been around as long, so they can't tell which Zell is which because they both look alike. How are we supposed to know which cat is what? Well, one has a cat avatar, one has like the skyline to Collinsport, Maine at night. They both look exactly the same. How can we? No, you can't see their avatars on that show. But what it is, Frank Zell has more of the New York, Brooklyn accent. That's him. He usually ends up like it usually works out. Frank calls Frank first, and then they're like, Frank, is this Frank? Yeah, this is Frank. Okay, because you sounded like Frank. Yeah, 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 this is Frank. Wait, did you call me Frank? Who told you my name? So like it usually starts out like that. Then they get Jim on the line, and then Frank Zell usually talks more. But Frank Zell does have like the heavier accent, and then Jim Zell has like he still has it a little bit, but it is like not as I don't want to say harsh because I don't I like Frank Zell's accent. Not as accenty. Like he moved away to Maine, he lost some of the accent. He has a tiny little bit of a lisp, so you listen to him enough, you can pick them out. Oh, I've always been able to tell them apart. I don't. Just your ear will tune to it, and if you're having trouble with the Zell's accent, if you really want to hear them clearly, go check out the True Crime Garage podcast that they were on a little bit over a year ago. It's a three-parter about the JonBenet Ramsey case, but you're never going to hear their voices more clearly than you will on that podcast. It's for hearing such terrible information. It's amazing the audio quality. Check it out. Watch it on an empty stomach, especially part two. Not gonna spoil it for you. Chap, I've still got two Nintendo 64 gaming consoles as well, though rarely used. Yeah, and 64, hell yeah. Oh, Chap said here it's hot and humid weather conditions, though the Weather Bureau, or expecting rainstorms, heavy duty cycles in the afternoon or evening. It's like you're getting the opposite weather. Like we're getting snow here, you're getting rain there. Oh yeah, and somebody pointed this out. You guys are really gonna sit here. We're talking about a serious topic with these like sickos abusing children, and at the same time we're sexually harassing the guests. Yeah, yep. That is exactly how we do it. That's how it ends up happening. Not even at quite frankly, it happened at Miss Shorty. It happened at J is for Justice, where like we're not sexually harassing the people on the show, but we're like having a good time, laughing and joking. But we're also talking about people abusing children. So it's like half silly, half deadly serious. And we walk a fine line. So it's not just at quite frankly. Maybe it's something about the Zells. I can't even say it's something about me because they were already talking at J is for Justice, and then I wasn't even going to say anything. And then Frank Zell says, "Oh, that's what it was. The Frank Zell called somebody a son of a bitch. That's funny because he doesn't swear a lot. That son of a bitch. Yes, same day. This had to have been towards the end of the show. H.R. Biggs. He's usually good for some funny lines. He said Frank has resting Easter Island face. And all I could see was just like one of those Easter Island heads because there's that one guy that comes onto the show who actually like has a promo and he's there. All I could think of one of those Easter Island heads, but just like skin colored instead of stone colored, and it was Frank. I don't know how to Photoshop, but I could see it in my head. I'd lost my shit. I've heard some funny stuff, but that is up there. Resting Easter Island face. Because he's so serious. He has that serious face. But this was so good. We spent so much time kind of screwing around. I really only heard half of the interview. So the next day I had to go back and listen to when the Zells were on. I rarely do this, but I'm kind of glad I did because at one point Frank said, talking about these evil folks just getting together doing, bad stuff. He said it's like they're bound together by their evil. That's really what it is. That's really all it is. They're all bad birds of a feather. Beach Apple, Cody said he looks like Vin Diesel. I really like in one of the coffee chats. Somebody said Frank looks like an Egyptian Billy Zane, and I cannot get that out of my head now. John Vault, it all started when I got a seatbelt ticket from a motorcycle cop. He slapped the solar-powered flashlight out of my hand. That son of a bitch. Okay, Wednesday was not a good day for me. That was a day, like I said, my chiropractor was not in, and that was not even the worst part of the day. And then by the time, like I was even agitated when the show started, and then by the time I calmed down, I started getting tired. So it went from just agitation to just like about to crash. But then we had to go to morning sickness mat afterwards, so I was barely holding on. So I was like reading and I was awake for most of it, but I just barely had anything to say. And I had a quarter of a headache. But my chiropractor was not in, so if I take a pain pill, I can't lie in the heating pad. Those one cancels the other out. You can't do both. I learned that from a Frankly. It's one or the other. So I couldn't take a pain pill to get rid of my headache when I had to lay in the heating pad afterwards. And I thought I could get through with a little bit of a headache because I've kind of done it before, but it was just not. It was just not. So I was there and I heard most of it and I read most of it. I just was not participating very much. So that it's not fun when I can't talk to people. So like I felt like I was missing out, but it was still a good show. It was when Ryan Gable was on, and it's funny like his mic stand. It's like very close and it starts out very blurry and then it comes away and then like it's in front of him and then you can like the focus was on his microphone and not on his face. I noticed that, but it was not that distracting that I couldn't enjoy the interview. That's just something I noticed because I wasn't typing. But this dude is based as hell. He even said, quite frankly, but he's sort of he's a little bit more to my line of thinking. He's just not believing anything anybody has to say about their plans. He just sees through all of the bullshit. I don't know how else to explain it. He said so many things I was agreeing with. Oh, I was really saying that, not like commenting, like based. I didn't have too much to say. I agreed with him. John Volts, I want to know what alien occupies Frank every night. I want to know what alien occupies Frank every night with on point talking points for 2 hours straight. Everyone wows over Rogan. Frank does that shit every night. Yeah, I don't know how often Rogan goes live, but I know he can't figure out how to eat before he goes live. 'Cause apparently he eats on his show. Frank just must like he's a smart guy. He's got a lot to say, so he must just have like his notes just must be bullet points that he just touches on and knows what he wants to say ahead of time. He's not like struggling with no long or short term memory like myself. Wait, Wednesday. Yeah, then we would go to Morning Sickness Matt. The first Wednesday of every month, Frank co-hosts over on Matt Christensen for about a half an hour, right after Quite Frankly, like literally not even 2 minutes, and he's there. And again, they had to screw around with their little voice changing, dumb shit. That was not fun to have to. And I really don't remember I had a good time there. I couldn't say exactly what was said. Um, but as soon as Frank left, I had to go, and I don't even think I saw 10 o'clock that night. I was done. So that was just it was a good day, quite frankly. Just a long, not fun day for myself. John Volt said, anyone watch Styx Hexenhammer? He got back when he got in trouble. I want to say last year. I did a real quick search on Twitter, and I didn't have to scroll down very far before I found a creepy video of him that had been made maybe a year or so prior. And I said, nope, whatever this guy's in trouble for, I believe it, because you're not supposed to. It was like him with this girl, and he was basically grabbing her chest on camera. And anytime any guy grabs a girl's chest on camera, and it's not pornography, that man is a pervert. So whenever that video came out, if I watched his channel, I would have known it then. But then whatever happened with him, so yeah, not surprised. The 6th. February 6th, that is Matt McCat's birthday. So he is, however old he is in cat years, and I hope he was off that day. I hope it's not like it'd be nice if they gave him his birthday off at his job. What the hell do they really need him for on a Thursday? I don't know, but he hopefully he was getting smoked out on some catnip and had a great day. Cause Matt is cool as hell. I guess Wally World says he watches Sticks, and then John says he just recently started watching him. He's good too, not Frank caliber, but good nonetheless. Yeah, I don't know him from his content. I just know him from that one video. Yeah. John Volts, I've heard he's a womanizer, but I'm late to the program. Yeah, something along those lines. Just does not have good character where the ladies are concerned, to put it mildly. Sorry. Try to do the makeup thing in front of you. Yeah, and then also the 6th, that is when Jim Lee was on. That's Jim Lee, climate viewer. He's on YouTube, but he's on, oh good, he's on a few platforms. He's on Twitter and all that. Jim Lee's cool as hell. He's the guy. Every time I see chemtrails, I think of Jim Lee. And dude was looking like hella comfortable. He's like, he must not have a bad back at all. He's just sitting back in his chair, and it's one of those chairs with tall backs, and he's got his leg up. You could see his knee and it's all that. He's just stretched out and just like, could not be more comfortable. Like get a pillow and some popcorn and just really kick it. John Bolt says, "Who is Matt on Frank's channel? I don't know all the crowd yet. That's Matt. He'll have him on Fridays a lot of times. I call him Matt McCat because he's a cat. He has his cousin is a priest, Father McShane. So Matt gets the cat part from the Scottish side of his family." And what it was, Matt was always calling Timothy Alberino a cat, and then he would be on the show. It's like, yeah, he's definitely a cat. Timothy Alberino is the one who looks like Doc Holliday from Tombstone. But yeah, that guy's definitely a cat. And then we, start watching Matt a little bit more closely, and we realize he's a cat. Be like, I'm not a cat, man. And well, his, ears go flat. So he's a cat. But he's just he's not related to Frank. People think they're related. He's not. They're just buddies. He just met this cat one day, and then he just comes over and hangs out. And he is like he is that guy in real life. He's super chill. If he's not high, just like speaks that way. Just a mellow cat. I met him before I knew he was a cat. I would have freaked out more. Yeah, he's cool. He's a Aquarius. He used to be on a lot more before Rob was a regular. And Matt would just say things where like Frank would just kind of cringe. Like you don't want to just like he would have to like rein him in as much as he could while they were live. Like you can't say that on the show. You can't stop. Don't go down that line. And I don't know why if that's why he stopped being on the show, but like he does, like he will step over the line, which is funny, but that's also why he can't keep a Twitter handle for more than 2 weeks because he gets himself banned. And it's not even bad stuff. He's just being correct. It's so funny. John Bolt says, I love the quartering too. We watch him all the time. And he's been saying quite frankly lately too. Oh, he must be a fan. B-Chap says, there's a YouTube video contents hassling the critical drinker, accusing him of being a grifter, though don't have any problems with critical drinker. What the? How could you not like him? He's Scottish. John Bolt says, we love Matt. We didn't like him at first because he seems low energy stoner, but he's growing on us. He's just a cat. That's what he works, he works full time for the city, and then he comes to the show. So he's tired. He's just, kitty cat. So, and then sometimes he's got to scratch at the door to get in because if Frank locks it. Arden says, wasn't Styx on Frank's show years ago? Oh, John Rogers says, I watch a variety of different opinions and not to be in an echo chamber. That's good. I could swear Styx was on like once, maybe, in the last 10 years, if memory serves. No, Jim Lee did said this. He did say this. He has a cat that works for him. I don't forget exactly how, but a cat works for him. He said their name is Cat. He meant a cat. Like kitty cat. So like cats, because like smaller animals can feel pressure changes. So the cat can tell him when it's gonna rain or something, and then Jim Lee knows it. So that's how that works. He has a cat somewhere. And then I was thinking, I don't know why I never thought this before, but Jim Lee could work for the Talk Shit hotline because he gets on with Frank, like, yeah, having a great day. Want to fight about it? And then so I think Three Dots said this, but they were like, Jim Lee seems like the type of guy who would shove me out of the way to fix my printer, and I'd be super pissed off. But then after it was fixed, I'd be his best friend. It just kind of seemed like that, like dumbass, give me that, fixes it, hands it back. John Volt says to John Rogers, you should watch Shoe on Head. She's a leftist that is intelligent, a rarity. That is rare. Like, is she about to like flip over and like wake up? And I don't know how this came up, but somebody mentioned pretzel M&Ms. Just I don't know if they still make them. I liked them when they first came out back in 1999. The color of the packaging, I want to say, was blue, and then they come out with them years later, and they changed the color to green, something like that. But I liked them the first time. I don't know why they went away. I'm glad they brought them back. You know, nothing's better than a peanut M&M, but pretzel M&Ms are awesome. Danny, my cat knows what I'm supposed to feed her. That's right. Over there tapping her watch. Like, I know you can read this. I can't, but I know when to tap on it. John Rogers says, I probably see clips of her on the Drunk Pinata stream. Drunk Pinata. I know what I was going to say. Why? I don't know if this exists or not. I didn't look for it. I just had this thought today. Is there a channel called Baked Alaska? All it would be is some stoner dude going around Alaska, just showing you the sights. Like, we're at State National Park, whatever, and I'm just gonna film from my car because I got the munchies. And then you hear like a bag crunch, and you're like stuff like that. Just Baked Alaska, stoner showing people Alaska stuff. If that's not a real thing, some stoner in Alaska, there's the idea. Jump on it. I can't do it. I'm not in Alaska. John Volts, our boy Bubbles was perky and seemed fine yesterday when I got home. He was eating and using his litter, but went downhill fast. Yeah. What was it like an age thing? Because that's sometimes how it goes. Wally says all the lefties I watch are now on the Trump train. Want to go to almond M&Ms or better? IMHO. I'm not a huge fan of almonds, so I'll take your word for it. Ah, shit, it's already a thing. Arden says, yeah, Baked Alaska is a right wing dude, but I never see him around anymore. Oh, yeah, that's already a thing. Okay. Missed opportunity. Peanut butter Snickers were great. Don't tell Jay. Oh, that's what Dandy said. I don't. I think they still have them. The pecan Snickers. They had them around like Thanksgiving just this last year. It's sweeter than a regular Snickers. So if you don't like sweet stuff, what are you doing eating the regular Snickers to begin with? It's a little bit sweeter than that. Not too sweet. Don't get me wrong. But they're good. If they're still selling them, try them out. It's like a beige brown colored wrapper, not like brown like a regular Snickers. And I had not had a Snickers bar and I don't know how long. The peanut butter's great. John Volto was in Alaska for about 10 minutes wearing a t-shirt on a government flight to Japan. Oh, and apparently, what it is, like those white skies in the morning that make it impossible for me to see because I go out and the sun's white, and then you like the entire sky's white. You can't even look away to get away from it. That's why, like last year, going out was even worse. This year, it's a little bit better. They don't have so many white skies in the morning, but you could not get away from it last year. That's from these people flying up too high on the sky, and then when their chemicals release, instead of getting like the chemtrails, it just covers everything. Fuck those guys. Oh, that sucks. John Vault says he had lung tumors. He was coughing up blood at the end. Hard to watch. Beach up, yeah. Sweets hurts my tooth. Yeah, it is a little bit sweeter than a regular. You'll as soon as you bite into it, I'm like, I don't think regular Snickers are these the sweet. So then the next time I went out, I'd actually buy it regular Snickers, for science to compare the two. John Foltz, Alaska is cold but beautiful. Ugh. Can they make it like 75 at least? Can't do cold. This was Friday. I don't know if I already said this. So somebody in the chat room was just randomly saying just like, oh, what's going on? Just in general, like a why are we here type of a statement. Or like, does anybody know what's going on? Something like that was their comment. Or like what's going on? I'm like, nothing, man. What's going on with you? And they laughed, so it's everything is obvious. That's what's going on. I like sweet stuff, but I don't like it too sweet. If you want something that's too sweet, get the Rockstar watermelon. I want to say it was. It's like a red and black can. I swear I could feel like the enamel just eroding off of my teeth and just going down my throat. Oh, oh, I drank that whole thing. That was no. Oh God, no. But I guess we found Jack the Ripper. They finally, after 100 some years of dragging their feet, they finally decided to pin it on a guy. After everybody's dead, mind you. John Volt's talking about pets to Arden. Said we love them, but they leave us too soon. I'm talking my wife into doing houseplants instead. Arden's saying to John Bolt that Wily World doesn't want a new dog after a little guy passed away a couple years ago. It's understandable. Stay away from Starburst candy. Oh no. Tammy says I can't take the heartbreak again. I'm devastated. Yes, same. That's why I'm not. That's why I could quit my job because I knew I could not put myself through another. If I got another pet, of course it's going to die before me. Everything dies before me and leaves me behind. So I'm not going to put myself through that again. It's like I know how to stop this. I will stop the income, so I can't afford it. I cannot put myself through that because a year and a half later, no. Well, the red house plants sound like a great idea, John. Yeah, especially if they're plants that you could smoke out on the balcony. I've heard marijuana is legal in my state, but I'm like not gonna ask a cop. But yeah, Jack the Ripper, I had to look this up because I like, well, everybody kind of knows about the Jack the Ripper case, but I don't keep up on it. And then there's not. Right as soon as Frank said this, I'm like, where are there the Zells for the Jack Ripper case? But apparently the killer was the fella Aaron Kosminski, the Polish barber. And the second Frank said that, I'm thinking, like, can we call Frank and Jim Zell? Do they happen to know about this too? Because I'm not going to trust this information until two twins tell me it. All right, but you got a water house plant. They can't like walk to their own water. Beat Chips, that just reminded me of the Ice House song lyrics, Electric Blue classic song lyrics with a reasonable, catchy tune. I want to say that sounds familiar. And Frank got into talking about, oh, Dandy, I was just out on the balcony. It's cold out there. Yeah, like there's snow and ice, but it's like, I gotta catch a buzz. Putting a creamer or something in the coffee, just put a extra kick in your step to get things going in the morning. And somebody in the chat room, maybe a couple people, mentioned that they put butter in their coffee, and I know Frank has mentioned that before, just putting like grass fed, not just the cheap butter, like good butter. I don't know exactly what that does. I don't know if that like stops you from having to put in, if you like cream, do you put in butter instead and that substitutes it? I don't know, but then that got me to thinking Frank should just come out with his own like butter to put into people's coffee and just call it, quite frankly, butter balls, and just you know, like sell it, like sell them in little 2 packs. And the best part of waking up is Frank's balls in your cup. Can't use that because it's already a catchphrase, but you get it. So yeah, that could totally be a product. And like, like maybe the packaging is like some dude like grabbing his junk, and then like, like where the junk would be, it's just the balls, and then you can sell them like that. That could be a thing. John Volts said she got up every morning to give him his breakfast. Watering plants is low impact. Oh, Tammy Bolt said we have 2 guys at the same house 2 doors down with extra loud exhausts that drive in and out of our neighborhood 50 times a day each day. It's annoying as fuck. I wonder if there's like a noise ordinance you can hit them with. Hmm. There wasn't a guest on Friday, was there? I didn't write it down, but I don't think there was. I wrote down a number, like hash, like number of spit takes. I forget what the context for that was. Maybe a joke in the chat room. John Volt said, that fucking song, I'm Giving Up on You, was playing in Meyer while we were shopping before the storm. Fuck you, Meyer music guy. Meyer is an odd store, at least the one in town here, because sometimes you walk in and it smells like the bathroom needs to be cleaned. Like the whole store smells like that. Not bad. It doesn't smell like a Goodwill, but like it smells like the bathroom needs attention. But then you go into the bathroom and it smells fine. So I don't know, like the whole store smells like that, but then the restrooms are like nice and clean. Very off-putting. Oh, and then somebody put in like an action, like asterisks or parentheses, makes fun of religious things in chat. MVC said that. So I put, like action, like tells a joke. John Bolts, I love crying in the store in public. Macho, yeah, I like what this almost got me. This was yeah, earlier, closer to 10 years ago when things went bad. But I walked into a store. They were playing Me and Bobby McGee, but it was right after the line that would have made me cry. It's like, yeah, this is what I feel like bawling my eyes out while I pay for my gasoline. Yeah, thank you very much. Thankfully, the songs that I can't listen to are not going to be played on the radio, and I don't keep them in playlists. Yeah, Willie Fix It called in, and Moses called in. So we knew all those guys. And that was pretty tame for Willie Fix It. And then I had this sensation at the Friday show. I don't know why this doesn't happen before, but it honestly just came over me so hard. So I was looking at the screen at, quite frankly, and I'm just like looking at all the screen names, every single last one. And I realized I know every single last one because from, quite frankly, and then folks that come here to my show. And it was just so, like, like when everything just kind of stops and you count your blessings and you just like realize, like, wow, holy shit, this is a real thing. It was like that. So it was just, it was crazy to look at the screen and think, I know all these people. Like it wasn't just like a few handles I didn't know. It was literally everybody on the screen. I've known all those folks for years, and it's just like in the moment you can't like stop and dwell on it too much because it's the chat room. You can like, oh my god, I'm so appreciative and like cry and something like that. But that's something like right now thinking about it, borderline misty about it. So that was just it was a good feeling. I'm glad it hit me, especially after as rough as this week was. That was cool. Oh, Tammy, yeah, I wish we're out in the country, so no noise ordinance, unfortunately. Is there like say you have to drive down one way of the street, like and they always drive down this other way of the street? Do you have anything like sharp you can just like toss on the road and just leave it there that you don't have to worry about any like spike strips you want to like borrow? Put random bear traps on the road. And I didn't catch who wrote this down. Maybe I wouldn't want to shout them out if they said this, but they said for the acronym, it said I represent Satan for the IRS. I like that they said that. That is hilarious. I've never heard that before. Tammy Volt, yeah, that fucking song. I did not need that today. Those bastards. That do like I do and always have some earplugs in your purse. Because I know what Walmart does. They'll have like the fat people in the carts backing up. I'm not gonna hear that. I'm not gonna listen to that while I shop. So earplugs. Oh, a night cop was there talking about how he's had two cars blow up on him, and I'm like, aren't you a fire sign too? He's a Sagittarius. So, and any other fire signs have cars blow up? Is that a thing for you guys? Yeah, and Frank still is on for February 22nd. And he did mention Monday there will be a coffee chat, so I'm glad he had announced that ahead of time. He didn't say what time. So sometime between the 9 and 11, let's say, but that'll be going on Monday. And then the Frank played a clip of some lady. It's like somebody's grandma, and then she's opening up a 2 liter of Pepsi, and she's popping in some Mentos, talking about it's gonna be different this time. It's gonna be different this time. I'm just gonna, and then it keeps like cutting to the after effects of like it exploding in her face, and then she gets some Mentos in there and explodes in her face. She's like, oh, not again! And it was it was kind of sad to see somebody making a mess like that. It was funny though. And Shane said Pepsi Bukake. Tammy said, "Don't give me any good ideas, Nikki." It's just are like because if you were to type the type to shop later on the day and assholes have their screaming kids in there, you can just pop in your earplugs. And at one point, I said midgets are fake, and then Ed Bernay sauce. He said, "You try faking being a midget." That cracked me up all day. What happened was, I think I went to the range one time and I put those in my purse, and then I just never. Well, like I'll always think to keep some in there. Like at jobs, I've had to wear earplugs because they don't care about hearing. Not at factories, just like at a regular store, they're just making noise. So I've got to. I'm not going to listen to that. They're not paying me to damage my ears. Sorry. Every time I get a remix for Abracadabra recommended to me, I've got to save it to the playlist. And let me drop this in here one more time. I don't know if that's the thumbnail I use, but I'll deal with that later. If you want to vote for the movie for us to watch for this month, this is the last chance. So right now we've got Modern Times with 18%, The Trip with 23%, The Man Who Would Be King with 50%, and Sidekicks with 9%. We'll leave that up for a couple more minutes here, make that final. I think I know what's going to win. Dandy, I saw a drunk midget at the bar last night. Seriously? LOL. Oh, was it just the one? Like, was like one regular, and then like the other one was like another midget, but he had like the regular trench coat on because they were gonna like do the two people thing. Oh, Zora, glad you made it. And then again, Frank may do something later. He might not. It just sort of depends on if he feels like touching his equipment, I guess. Because what it was, he did tweet something, but then he also mentioned the same thing in Discord, but then he mentioned it also on Gilded, and on Gilded, that's where he mentioned, just going there now, that he might go live playing like Age of Empires and like stream it on QFTV. Not nothing solid, but he might. And I would assume if he does that, it would be at 9 o'clock. So that would be, well, less than an hour from now. It would give me enough time to let this stuff cool down for half an hour and then go over there just to watch him play video games. John Bolt's that dude that called in a Frank last night made me laugh. Big balls. I had hernia surgery in the Navy for inguinal hernia. Runs on my mom's side of the family. Oh, that sucks. Well, was that when Willie Fix It called in? The loud, all over the place guy? That's him. Dandy just won. LOL. He was an odd one, too. There was a short guy that used to come into my job. I called him Tyrion because it was like I'm 5'3" and he was like a little bit shorter than me, so he might have been 5'1", so he's basically a midget. Oh, it's super chatty too. Like I give a fuck about his problems. Representing the Lollipop Guild. King size balls help me 96. Or yeah, Willie had a different kind of hernia. I've never heard of it. He would have something just completely odd going on with him that no one else has had going on with him. But yeah, as of right now, next week is just a regular, frankly, week. Just still Aquarius, and Frank will be doing his like he does have that special Friday show plan, but he's not doing a Saturday show next Saturday. But the 22nd in 2 weeks he will be. And since I couldn't go to my chiropractor and I have no idea when he's going to be back in, this is just going to stay up until I hear word so I don't have to iron it again. Which I think no matter what I get this done during, I can't give you anything but love because that's what happened before. And I thought it was going to take longer because I washed it, so I thought I would have to iron it more, but I guess it doesn't get too wrinkly. Yeah, his handle is, it's lowercase. It's Will, um, it's WILLEFIXIT, all lowercase, but we call him Willie, WILLE. We don't, IE, we don't spell it like that. Not the right way, the way he spells it. And then if you go over to his Twitter, he's got the same name on Twitter. And his bio, all lowercase, no punctuation. All it says is, I'm a guy. That's it. As much as preachy as people get in their Twitter bios, and that's all he has in his, that is hilarious. Oh my God. Now, I don't like what's happening now. It says it's 2022 on the laptop, but on my phone it says it's 2021. Well, what's with the 1 minute difference? That's not okay. I guess that's close enough. Let's call this poll here. Where is it? Yeah, it is looking like the man who would be king. It's got 50% of the vote. I doubt people are going to vote for something else in the next minute. So, yeah, we're going to watch The Man Who Would Be King here in February. This is from 1975. It is on Tubi. This has Sean Penn, goodness no. We're not going to watch Sean Penn movies on this channel. Not on purpose anyway. Sean Connery and Michael Caine. Have not seen it. Was recommended. It beat the Boondock Saints after the poll closed last month, so I figured it must be that good. People do want to watch it, and that's what we're watching for this month. It can't be bad. I'm looking forward to it twice. Arden said, I think I voted twice. Yeah, I saw it. This was one poll where, like, at one point, everything was in the lead. At some point, I kept checking it a few times a day, every day, just to see what was going on. So, yeah, we'll get this watched. We'll have 1, 2, 3 weeks to watch it. And I'll do the review for the film on March the 1st, which is a Saturday, of course. And then it's going to be a bit weird because to keep everything sort of like flowing with the votes, I do want to get a movie, something picked out for us to watch sometime between February, like the week of the 23rd through like the 28th is a Friday, and then have the next poll up, or the next, like to vote on the 1st. So it kind of sounds a bit cluttered. But we do have some movie suggestions coming in already. So if there is something you do want us to watch for March, you can suggest that here. You can suggest it in the comments after the video ends, in any of my tweets, in any of the posts on the community section of YouTube. I'll get those. And we'll get something going for March. And just keep, pardon the pun, marching right ahead with the films. And then Frank's doing his movie club thing over on his channel. John Volts, I don't have a single friend in my daily life. You people are my besties. Yeah, same. Everybody I know is online. Wally, I voted early and often. An excellent movie. Oh, great. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be cool. It'll be another movie where that I haven't seen at all, so it'll be cool like that. John Volt saying, anyone read Bowling Alone? They probably don't mean like smoking out on the balcony bowling. So yeah, thanks to everybody who voted. This will be fun. And it's from the 70s. I haven't watched a terrible lot of films from the 70s, so that's like the whole experience of it is I'm still warming up to. Oh, what else? Let's see. I do have super chats opened up now, not the kind where Google gets 30%, but I do have Venmo. I have Buy Me a Coffee, so 100% of your donation goes to myself. Your money stays in the United States. It does not go to hookers and blow. But of course, you do not have to donate a penny to a channel to support them. You can just show up and have a good time. And if you want to do a little bit more than that, you can smash the like button. And make sure you are subscribed with all notifications on. And leave a comment after the shows end. And you can also share the shows. Oh, Help Me 96 said, sadly, the Boys and Girls Guide to Getting Down to 2011 is not available for streaming. Huh, I wonder why. Beach app Google search George Washington was related to the royal family. I've heard that. Art said the 70s and 80s were before movies started to suck. It's such a tone shift, like say 60s movies and like 70s type of movies and 80s and or like pre-code movies, like pre 1930. Oh, when did that start? 31, 32. So like pre-code films just have a different vibe to them. John Volts, it's not uncommon for Americans to have no friends. It's sad. Yeah, like a lot of my friends just became junkies, so I couldn't hang out with them, and then some of them died. But then I got online, and now I know more people than I can count. Dandy, the movie Hair would be interesting to review. Hairspray. Yeah. I've seen both Hairsprays. Yeah. I think I'd prefer to watch the older one, the Ricky Lake one. Even though like the other one was cute with Christopher Walken dancing with John Travolta in drag. The one with Divine, that's the one I'd really want to watch again. Do they have Hairspray? You say hair, and I think of the song Hair. That's one of my favorite songs. Oh, what am I looking for? Hairspray. Okay. Fucking Tubi with these goddamn animations. Jesus Christ. Uh, Hairspray, Hairspray. Hairsp. Hairspray. They probably don't. Nah, they don't. You sons of bitches. None of them. Not one. That's okay. Maybe they'll bring it back and then we can watch it. That's cute. I'm gonna keep my eyes open for that. I like those John Waters type of films. Those are good. Hair. Let me look that up. Let me see if my phone can find it without hair movie, because it's gonna pull up the song if I from 1979 with John Savage, Treat Williams, Beverly D'Angelo. Comedy, drama, musical. That's a new one on me. John Volts, we're here drowning our sorrows because we got little sleep last night. I gotta stop being an alcoholic. You're okay to be an alcoholic. Go ahead and drink for a solid 2 weeks straight. Who did the score? I would know who did the score if it was one of my guys. Yeah. Because it was about because after Gamercat died, I took a week off of work. I should have taken two, but yeah, and so it wasn't enough. Yeah, there's a I know there's a song called Hair. I'm thinking of the song Hair from 2011. Uh, the you want to look for the there's an extended edition of Hair that's about 8 minutes long. Yeah, 2011. I love that extended version of Hair. Danny said lots of songs you would know from that movie. Yeah, probably. Is there anything I didn't touch on? We did 2 hours. That way, it felt like it went by faster because I just started a half an hour earlier, and that was such a trip to just do everything sooner. But I got to eat sooner, so that was like a half an hour earlier, so that was fun too. Beach Chap, I used to go into the nightclubs in my teens and get really drunk. Hells yeah. See, and I will tweet that out so you guys can watch The Man Who Would Be King. We'll talk about that in 3 weeks. I don't see how it could be bad with a cast like that, so I'm looking forward to it. Art says, here was a Vietnam War protest movie, right? Saw it long ago. I did say it came out in 1979, so it could have been. And you do want to grab your pants since we won't be back here for another week. So don't leave them sitting around. They're just going to get kicked into a corner and all wrinkly. You don't want that. Tammy Bolt, yeah, Nikki Grief sucks. Yeah, tell me about it, man. Dude, well, I'll tell you about it. That's what I've been dealing with for a decade. Help Me 96 says, here is a 1979 musical anti-war comedy film directed by Milos Forman. I say it's a musical and a comedy. It's yeah. Well, yeah, time will heal. Yeah, even if you don't heal from it, it does change things. Hopefully, what doesn't happen to you, what happened to me, is my hair also passed away. So it's been 2 years since this just stopped. Just decided life was no longer worth living, and I'm not the one to talk anybody into, not unaliving themselves. So there's nothing I can say to it. So yeah, just going to Quite Frankly helps because when things fell apart for me, I had nothing and nobody. But go to the show. You need something that's regular in your life that makes you happy, even if it's just 2 hours, Monday through Friday. it can get you through longer than you would think. I've been here for a decade. I don't know why, and maybe it's because of the show, because I had zero plans with what to do with myself that day. Oh, okay. Dandy said, "Good Morning Sunshine" and "Easy to Be Hard" songs in the movie. Okay. Oh, "Good Morning Starshine." That's where that comes from. Ah, I know I've never seen that movie now. So I didn't know it came from that. Okay. I don't. I admit, '70s is the decade I know the least about. John Bolt, sometimes I feel like a narcissistic in chat. I talk about myself and my interests, but don't really participate in chat. Sorry for that. Trying to be more cognizant. It takes all kinds. You're all right. Oh, Wally World said, Age of Aquarius is that where that song comes from? Like the song. This is the dawning of the Age of Aquarius. I thought that was the '60s. Oh, B Chap said there's also a remake film as well starring Rebel Wilson. Yeah, we'll skip that one. Thank you. Oh, good morning, Starshine. The Earth says hello. Okay, yeah. Wow. Now I learned something. Thank you. So yeah, keep all of your notifications on for Frank. I don't if he does go live. I'm not sure where. I don't know if it's just going to be QFTV. I don't know if it's going to be Twitch or like also YouTube or what. So you always want to make sure to follow, quite frankly, on Twitch, Discord, and Gilded in case he updates and you don't know where. And that might sound like a lot, but it used to be a time when there wasn't a show. We got zero tweets, zero notifications. There was nobody to reach out to. We're just sitting there with nothing. So it's better to watch 3 apps than to have no information. Oh, Danny says he loves it. Watches it on occasion on YouTube. Sweet. Oh, yeah, and also check out Dark Shadows on Tubi. You can watch all of that right now. Except if they have an inauguration or a game on, then Tubi is just you get what you pay for. The rest of the time, it's free. You can watch it on your phone and your smart TV and everything in between. And you will be hearing about Dark Shadows, whether you like it or not, on this channel this year. Oh, that one, Arden says, came out around the time as Jesus Christ Superstar. I've heard of that. Beach App Life is unusual. Account my niece was typing like a rocket and wondering how she was typing so quickly. She's just out of the police academy a few years ago. You learn how your words per minute it increases. Maybe we'll have to take like say a bunch of movies from the '70s and have that be the 4 choices, or a bunch of people from or a bunch of movies from the '60s and do the 4 choices or stuff like that. Tammy Volt says, "So sorry, Nikki. That's why we love this community. We feel very welcome and accepted here. So everyone is awesome. Yeah, you don't have to apologize. It's all good. Yeah, if that's I was going through it. I would not have admitted it at the time because you're not allowed to be sad online if you're a girl. But then things happen, and now I don't care. So it's quite frankly it's for everybody. Quite frankly, it's for people that follow current events, and then it's for people who do not follow current events, and you just need somewhere to go, man. Art said, but say bye. Yeah, everybody take it easy. Just so when you go to quite frankly, just be yourself. You don't have to apologize. Beach Up, yeah, I saw the musical advertising. Yeah, back when they did more musicals. Dandy, yeah, that's right. That's what it is. Our little back room at the corner bar. Yep. Just walk past everybody into our own room. Right, so everybody stay warm, stay inside if you can, and have a good meal and get some good sleep. Check out some dance music. Because if I don't spend this month listening to Abracadabra, I'm probably not going to get a chance to when the album proper comes out, because then all of the songs will be remixed, and then suddenly I'm chasing after all of these songs, so it's just going to be busy for me in a good way. I've never been able to do this. I haven't been able to look forward to an album since before we met. This will be intense. John Volt says Frank's Keto Brains is good. Got to use some sweetener with it. Get ready to wash your cup. I'd like to try that out to just drain in some zombie brains. Frank did say this. He said if you are a sponsor, to get in touch with him because he's giving away free samples of the keto brains. So I guess just like DM him or email him, whatever, and tell him you are interested, and he'll hook you up. You know, like reach out to him to just see, like try it out. Maybe you'll like it, and if you don't, you can warn other people. Beach up though. Frank places any more bad clips, might not watch anymore. Some of those clips I don't. I admit I don't care for. I'll be honest. Arden said it's like when you go to a coffee shop and there are those 10 guys that hang out there every morning. Yep, that's what it is. It's always the same guys in the same spots. Yeah, John Rogers, have a great night, everyone. You too. John Fultz says I'm struggling with ATSAM C21 DMAC ADC transfers at work. B-Chap, yeah, catch you on the flip side. Yeah, so have fun movie watching, have fun online, stay safe, stay sexy, stay warm, stay based. Oh, that is so cold. Yep. Okay, bye. Everybody take it easy. Get drunk if you're going through it. It is okay. You do not have to be sober when things are tough. That's why substances are there to take the edge off. So yeah, RIP to you guys' kitty cat. You get to see them again. It just takes a little while. And I love seeing you guys. Thanks for giving me a platform so I can have fun with Franklies at least once a week, no matter what. So maybe we'll see what Frank's doing later. If not, we'll see everybody on Monday, whenever that is. So everybody take care. I love you again. Until next time.